To my live. This is going to be a look at what the next 72 hours has in store for you. If you're new to my channel, hopefully you decide to stick around and you want to see future readings that I post here on the channel. If you do want to see them, make sure you subscribe, hit the like button, and let's go ahead and jump straight in. So I'm going to pull about 3 oracle cards to kind of look at the overall overarching energy. And then we'll pull about like 6 cards for a spread. Leos. What do the next 72 hours have in store? Okay. So we have shine, we have clarity of belief, and we have moving on as the first 3 oracles. So going into the overarching energy, I think that this time frame is pushing you into a space of just wanting to be unapologetic about how you feel, doing what you feel like is going to put you in position to make your manifestations happen quicker as well. There could be things that you're intentionally setting your sights on, and previous to this time frame you could have felt a little bit lost in regards to how to make certain things happen for yourself, or in terms of whether or not you're being delusional in terms of, dreaming big when it comes to your career, or, wanting things to manifest within your love life or with an existing connection. I think that this time frame, there could be a lot of moments where you're kind of sitting with yourself to get understanding on what your next move is going to be ultimately. There's also someone around you who may not be moving on. And when I say not moving on, this could be in the sense of like not moving on from the connection you guys share, or not moving on from an issue. This could be like a family member, a friend, a love interest, where there's some sort of, or you could even find that in them not taking accountability for certain things, they could be wanting you to just kind of process things in a fast pace when you may not be in a space to where you feel like they've given you either the clarity or the accountability. Okay. I also think that this is a time frame in which you're processing the I should have done X, Y, and Z thought process. A lot of times what could keep us stuck in like feeling like we can move forward is because we feel like we should have, did things differently in our past. And you could have had some moments like that. And this time frame is granting you a chance to move past this. Now, let's go deeper. What's the general energy coming through for my I was going to say Libras, for my Leos for the next 72 hours? Just the general energy around my Leos. Okay, we have the 9 of Pentacles. So whether you're in a relationship or not, there could be a huge focal point on you, self-care, your personal health, taking care of your like finances as well. There could be things that you're trying to do that may require you to, have some extra money. So you could be looking at like other ways of making money, or potentially stepping into entrepreneurship. Some of you are already on that path of entrepreneurship, but there may have been personal responsibilities that was taking a lot of focal point away from your business. So you could be looking at how to balance things during this time frame. Also, the 9 of Pentacles, just talk about like wanting more support within an existing connection. You could feel like you're really attracted to this person and there's a connection there, but there could be a lot of times when you're trying to process things where you feel like, you hope that this person could be more supportive or more present, or they could find themselves focusing on their responsibilities and what they have going on, to where it kind of affects the connection between you two. Now, going into what I see for career and finance, I have the Ace of Pentacles. So again, I'm getting that energy of some of my Leos just straight up looking for a better stream of income or a better job, or questioning just the foundations of an existing job and whether or not a new position will be offered to you, or raise. Okay, will you still want to follow through with this job? Are they, considering to fire you? Some of you have been a bit worried about that as well, especially if there's been like job cuts. It does also talk about with money, you could be getting some money that's been owed to you. Like this could be back pay. This could be money that was loaned out and then you finally get it back. Or there's something that you're going to purchase, a big purchase that some of you guys are going to be planning, and I see you intentionally managing your money in order to do so. Now, going into love, the card that fell, I have the Seven of Cups in reverse. So with your love life, for my singles, you could be at a space to where you could have options, people trying to pursue you, but you may not take anybody that serious. You may feel like, okay, none of these options either feel safe enough for me to pursue it, or you're waiting for certain efforts to be shown in order for you to take it serious. For my Leos who are casually dating and maybe looking at some of your options, again, I just don't get this vibe that some of you feel like there's anyone that's shown you substantial enough effort for you to be like, okay, I'm just rolling with whatever they say or rolling with the program. For my Leos who are in an existing connection, I think that, again, this is a time where clarity comes into play. The Seven of Cups upright does talk about confusion, and this could be confusion in the sense of not knowing how someone else feels about you, or where you emotionally stand with the person due to misalignment in communication or in actions, or there being a lack of depth when it comes to you guys uncovering how this person may feel. They could have moments where they just don't express themselves, so it could leave you in the dark. This time frame, there is a chance for you to get more understanding as to what's going on with them, whether that's them vocalizing it or certain things being revealed in their efforts or their actions. Okay, but things are going to get very clear on what to do with that connection. Now, going into advice, what's the best advice for my Leos for the next 72 hours? So I have the Page of Wands. So be mindful of what is getting your effort, your attention, your energy. There's going to be someone who's attempting to get you to, engage in their frustration, in their anger. And if it's effective, this could, cause you to get out of character and protect your energy. Another piece of advice, if you feel inspired to create, if you feel inspired to do, act. Don't let that inspiration pass you. Like the second you feel, act when it comes to, getting back into your creative stuff or getting into working out or whatever this may be that may better you. Act on it. Yeah, be just very mindful of what gets your attention, your energy. Now, possible challenge to look out for. I have the Two of Pentacles. So, possible challenge. This could be someone else and their mismanagement of energy. This could be infectious in a way where having certain individuals around you that, don't want to, manage their resources correctly. Now, financially, you're having to pick up the pieces, or they're asking you for help. Or this could be like mismanaging of their emotions, so they come off very inconsistent, and this could throw you off and make you wonder like, okay, am I crazy? What's going on here? So the challenge is separating yourself from someone else while they're in this journey of trying to balance themselves out and figure themselves out. They could be quite lost, and you don't need to assume that confusion by letting this person throw you off. Another challenge could be like just balancing maybe two things that you're trying to do. You're going to have to really be mindful of how your time's being managed. So if you have a business and you're also, working a job, the challenge may be having that good balance between work and then your business outside of it, or work in your personal life, your personal, time and a relationship, being a parent, and then also being your own person. So balance could be a bit challenging because there could be things that are just kind of pulling at your time. Now, outcome for this time frame. What does the outcome look like for my Leos? I have the Ace of Wands. So the Ace of Wands talks about taking matters into your own hands. you're going to be taking action during this time frame. And with you taking action on something that's irritating, something that's frustrating, something that's inspiring, you could be getting things done. I think that you're also going to be paying attention to other people's actions towards you and be making like certain decisions based off of what you're seeing in, other people and how they're treating you and their efforts or lack thereof. But this is what I see. I hope that this was helpful and to give you insight. If you enjoyed, definitely thumbs up the video, subscribe, and let me know in the comments what resonated with you.